But I don't wanna play for nobody, I wanna play for you.
All right, let us begin. Everyone come and gather. I'm very, very happy to welcome new and returning members of the Diamonddust Magic Club, which is how we will be designated henceforth. We don our quilts and steep our tea and prepare to exchange the deep magics of this world with one another. This world and others. There's a very, very simple, very, very, some would say, pure form of magic that I really want to talk about today. I hesitate, for part of me still feels like perhaps it is too mundane, but then that is the very nature of this gathering. To delve into the mundane and find all the magic that we have stuffed to the back of our minds. Wonder is our goal. I have with me, as always, my mute but incredibly supportive co-host, the dove called Desire. He's being very direct with his facial expression today. It's quite bracing. So if you will allow me, we can begin. Fire. I'd just like to talk about fire. I think there's a sacred nature about fire, a sort of bubble of protection, bubble of wariness almost, that everyone, even late in their lives, still holds around fire. It still feels just a hair inexplicable, just a little bit wondrous, even when you're an adult. You light those birthday candles, and as every day as it is, you still know that a stray one could destroy your house or harm you, cause you pain. But we also put fire on things and around things and in things. Our basements have these burning, boiling machines pumping away, keeping our homes warm. If you have a fireplace, it's just sitting there, encased in stone, yes, but you just sort of got this ball, this little pod of heat and flame sitting not 2 feet away, and it's fascinating. There are so many positive and negative things associated with fire all at once, and everyone just sort of embraces it. If I can delve scientifically here for a moment, combustion on its own is this bizarre process of sorting. Basically, it's molecules sorting themselves into different molecules, just sort of for the heck of it. Bits are going that way, bits this way, linking up with others, and forming new, interesting products. It's almost a creative experience for the fuel and the air and the heat. They're working together and really blending themselves up, mixing around to see what they can make. I believe is it complete combustion. Complete combustion only results in the creation of carbon dioxide and water, H2O. And that's where you get those blue flames. It's like a stovetop flame. Nothing else is created. No smoke, no ash, no carbon. It's incredibly organized. These molecules go in, these molecules come out, heats, it's beautiful, and there's this clean, crisp blue. More traditional fire is incomplete combustion. So there's all these other byproducts, smoke and ash, all this excess carbon that's going on, carbon monoxide, that's orange or yellow. I'm not going to get into other forms of fire, other complexities within this process, because honestly, on the very, very surface level, it's fascinating enough. It's like a very skilled entertainer who's taking something fundamentally dull and making it this bombastic performance. So you think about it, what fire's doing is it's sorting and rearranging molecules. But he's got such a flair for style, such charisma, and so it's turning essentially pairing socks into a laser show. Fire is inherently charismatic. You sit and you watch a fireplace, and it always felt like a language to me, the flickering of fires. They respond to so many factors, the structure of the thing that is burning, the air currents around it, and the flickering seems almost trackable. It seems to come in a very reasonable pattern, a pattern that must be derived from factors that you could detect with your eye. It looks like a language, like it's talking. If you stare at it long enough, could you learn the vernacular, understand what causes what motion? Fire is very charismatic. There are certain forms, I say forms because objects is too limiting and concepts is too broad. There are certain forms that almost instantly personify themselves in my mind when I come across them, and fires are one. Trees are another, as well as books. Books, I think, do this as well. You come across them and instantly they have a personality, a presence, as though they're a person. I don't mean I go around talking to fires necessarily, but they get started and you're cheering them on. You want it to catch. You want it to get big. You want it to get grown up and grow and spread and strengthen and give off heat. You keep feeding it so that it won't go out. And after the marshmallows are toasted and the mosquitoes are causing you all kinds of trouble, you finally let it die down. And it's always a little sad. You were hanging out and now you're done. But for the fire itself, there's a camaraderie. You made it. Created it. You watched it live and do things all by itself, it's like growing a plant or a pet or a kid. It does stuff by itself. You give it materials to work with, but then it does things. I think that's what it is. There are forms, there are creations out there that we initiate and feed and control to a degree, but they have agency built into them. Plants grow and we're growing them and they are alive. And with that life, they take agency. They decide where to stretch their branches and when leaves fall and when flowers bloom. Oh, that's rather pretentious sounding, but the feelings are akin to watching a child. Baking does this too, baking and cooking. But that tends to have very, very predictable outcomes. Fire is that perfect middle ground. Its life is really, really short. You watch the entire existence of this being from start to finish. You're directly involved every step of the way. But no matter what, despite all of your efforts, it still does what it wants. It's like a time lapse of a whole lifetime. The pattern even feels the same. Do you ever watch time lapse videos? The way the clouds fly by or trees move in the wind, or the almost jolted flickering of a person moving around a room at 2x, 3x, 10 times the speed of normal. It feels like fire. It looks like fire. That same pattern, that same flickering language. Maybe fires are alive, but they live at a different speed from us. Much, 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 much faster. They probably think of us as these big looming god beings watching from above, shifting around at glacial speeds, letting them do complex excavations and construction on these big forms that we stick into their homes. Maybe that's what they're doing. They're mining. They're mining those marshmallows, doing their little sorting job. And they're going so fast. For them, it's years of their life they spend chipping away at this marshmallow. Masterpiece. Charismatic. Fire. They're these charismatic little creative beings. Definitely friends of mine. I believe that taps my current thoughts on fire. I really think that our magic club is beginning to come into its own. There's a contraption that I have that spins from the heat of a tea light that is just desperately calling my name right now. So here is a very fond farewell to you.